everyone, this is the last chapter for the study and we will talk about DNA and RNA virus. But first, we will discuss about how virus can be classified. The first factor that will be important for the classification is viral genome, whether it is DNA or RNA. Next, presence of envelope is an important factor. And lastly, morphology is another characteristic that can classify virus into different groups. It is also important to remember that virus name is not equal to the disease name. First, we will talk about DNA virus in further detail. DNA virus has two major types, herpes virus and adenovirus. First, herpes virus. It is the largest virus that is enveloped and indeed has a large genome. Unique characteristic of the virus is it goes latency, which means inactivity for quite a long time. For adenovirus, it is smaller than herpes virus. It is also naked virus. One unique characteristic of this virus is that it can still replicate while the host cell is not replicating. Because of this unique feature, adenovirus is being currently studied for the gene therapy. Now we will talk about RNA virus. In RNA virus, there are two viruses we will talk about, orthomyxovirus and retrovirus. Orthomyxovirus is known for the flu virus, that influenza is also part of this virus. It is negative single-stranded RNA and it has a very rapid mutation factor, the spike protein, and it has segmented. Retrovirus, as we discussed in the previous chapter, it is a nucleic acid that will turn into DNA, RNA from RNA to DNA, and it will integrate into host DNA. Under retrovirus, there are three subgroups, which are lentivirus, oncoretrovirus, and spumavirus. It is important to note that lentivirus is a slow virus, which means it's gonna slowly replicate and it's gonna slowly spread the disease. Oncovirus is cancer-causing virus. But lastly, spumavirus is not causing any problems or any known problems so far. This wraps up the introductory course of the virus. But before we go into workbook, I would like to share one interesting study that is being researched on. The article is called A Decade in Review, a systematic review of universal influenza vaccine in clinical trial during the 2010 decade. I think it was interesting to learn and wanted to share this because it has been always in our thought that we always have to get new flu shots every year to get protected. It is because we learned that the mutation on the spikes, it gets mutated very rapidly. They are easily mutated that our immune system needs to not relearn, but they have to learn every time, like a new material every year on this mutation. Now it is being studied that instead of the external factor that we develop the vaccine, why don't we target the internal side of the virus? That universal vaccine can be produced, which means people do not need to receive any annual flu shots. In the study, it mentioned that few of the cases are in phase 3 trials, which we can hope to see new comings of the vaccine against the virus. Thank you very much for your attention and your time. Hope this courses was helping you to understand further in the virus. Thank you.